Hi Aquarius, happy solar return, happy new moon. This is your birthday, it is your time to shine. This is the initiating stages of your new year. So I wanted to do something a little different, obviously showing you how I turn the cards, but I'm doing an annual spread. So, and this will be for each new moon of all of the months, starting with today, January 27th. So I'm going to be doing the way pulling the way I do an annual spread. And we'll see what comes up for you. Thank you for joining me. And thank you for subscribing to the channel. Aquarius. January. New moon. Initiating energy. Ooh. Okay, Three of Swords. Eight of Cups for February. Releasing some pain from coming in from 2016. March. There you are, King of Swords. Figuring we're starting with swords due to the air sign. Okay, April. Two of Coins. Be juggling your jobs, choosing between careers, and budgeting your finances. May, the moon. Intuition, psychic ability, dreams, emotional state. June. Ooh. I'm using this one for July. Seven of Rods reversed for June. July, Two of Cups upright. I guess you're healing from that heartache, Aquarius, for those of you who entered the year with some loss. August, Aquarius. Death. Putting a relationship possibly on hold. We'll see how it applies. September, Queen of Rods reversed. October, Two of Swords. November, Ace of Rods. There we go. Ooh. And December, this guy. Lovers. There we go. Okay, Aquarius. So, the energy, I always dust around my cards. It's kind of a habit, a tradition, clearing the energy. And I do use crystals a lot in my sessions. It's partly to balance and guide me, but I'm using rose quartz on the Lovers and the Two of Cups, and hematite and black tourmaline on the more upsetting cards for protection. Hematite on the Three of Swords, and I'm using black tourmaline on the reversed Eight of Cups for your emotional state. Okay. Aquarius, so there's a lot happening here, and some of you came in this year releasing, by this new moon of the 27th, releasing the past, and you're not bringing this into the new year. You don't want to bring old, stagnant rejection energy into your new months ahead, and trust that you can let this go. In January, this new moon going into February, it's kind of like I'm reading a stream of energy, not just, okay, from January 1 to February 1, and then it's not so cut off like that. It's kind of a flowed energy. So this interpretation could mean that you're releasing something, and then by the eclipses that we're having in February, on February 10th, we're having our full moon lunar eclipse at 22 degrees of Leo in your 7th house of partnership, relationship. Some of you have let this go. It was eclipsed out, and the energy exists in February. And the Eight of Cups is coming out of sadness. Let me show you. Turning your back to these emotions. And this means that, in the reversed, it's almost that you're getting over something. This is the beginning of this sadness, the beginning of goodbye. But this is saying, you've done everything. You're already mourning. You've already been in mourning. So you're releasing something with this eclipse. Look at that. And the moon is in that card for the eclipse that we have. The lunar eclipse. So in this card, it is eclipsing in this card. So it's almost like it's taking this away from you. And speaking of you, King of Swords, look how beautiful the illustrations are. King of Swords, the Aquarian. You are your own authority by March. By March 20th, the initiating stages of this astrological year, the cardinal ingress, that's the time of the year that you want to start something big. But before I even go to him, let me finish with this eclipse energy. On the 26th of February, our new moon solar eclipse occurs at 8 degrees of Pisces. So we have the moon in here for both eclipses, full and new, the 10th and the 26th. The 26th eclipse is going to affect your second house of resources and money, your budget, your self-worth, actually, turning your back and feeling better about yourself for releasing these situations. You may look back around the time of March into these emotional situations. You may look back and assess them. I wouldn't assess them too much into after March 20th, because you've got options in April, you've got things to move forward with, and some competition around you going into June, and some emotional energies of May. But for March, you really want to be precise in discerning your direction by springtime. Take action on the 20th on anything that you've been on hold with. It's really important to practice moving forward, is what I want to say, because he's kind of looking back into these emotional energies. That new moon on the 26th is an emotional energy. It's in the sign of Pisces, which is water, which is why we have the cups here and the moon. And you really have to just watch how you're feeling. It's not the end all be all around that time. Be kind to yourself. The new moon of March is on the 27th at 7 degrees of Aries. And that energy will be very cardinal, active, take action, initiating. So don't let it go to waste. And this is more so, it's every year that it's that kind of cardinal reset, but it's not every year that it's in a number 1 year in numerology. So you have the number 1 month, the initiating month on the astrological calendar in a number 1 year this year. You're not going to get that kind of energy for 9 more years. So not to say that you won't be able to start any projects throughout that time period, but you're not going to get the kind of catalyst energy that we're going to hold after the eclipses clear the board, and boom, here we go, cardinal ingress. Now, April, we're having a Mercury retrograde, and the Two of Coins, the balance here, weighing pros and cons, juggling 2 jobs, making a decision about your finances. Should I stay or should I go? That's what I want to say when I look at that. Now, in April, our new moon is on the 26th, 6 degrees of Taurus in Earth. I love it. I love how everything just kind of can make sense. On the 9th of April, we have our Mercury retrograde. And this is in Taurus as well, in this coin, in the Earth. Mercury's retrograding back through the 3rd of May. This all is happening in the fourth house of home and communication. So watch what you're discussing, who you're discussing it with, and how you're saying it regarding your finances in the month of April. Keep that, keep what you're saying very much in check, because you're being slowed down in your communication sector. And Mercury rules the third house naturally, and the retrograde is occurring there for you personally, Aquarius. So you really have to budget yourself correctly, watch your money, and watch how you're saying things about this, your earnings, who you're saying you might be leaving a job to, and make your decision about the job, of course, if you can, after the retrograde, which would be commencing forward on the 3rd of May. In April, Saturn is also retrograding at 27 degrees of Sagittarius through August 25th in your 11th house of connections. So you'll be discerning a lot throughout this year about who you need to connect with regarding work, but there are people being brought to you. The moon now in May, major arcana card in the 5th month. A lot of intuition is happening in this month. And in May, on the 25th, we have our new moon at 4 degrees of Gemini. And that's a mutable sign, just like the moon represents Pisces, a mutable sign. Going with the flow in the month of May is your advice. Go with the flow and not against it. Heed your intuition. It's a quiet time in the month of May for you. Internal, not quiet in earnings, but an internal time of assessment. In June, on the 23rd, we have our new moon at 2 degrees of Cancer. And in that time, you have some competition around you with the 7 of Rods reversed. And you might be coming out of argument, or not necessarily argument. For some of you, it might be. But maybe it's harsh discernment, and seeing who your competitors are in business will be brought to your attention. What you need to do in marketing. The wands are fire in action. And when I see the 7 of Wands reversed, I think of publicity and marketing and how you can really push and go further with that. Your competition will become aware of you and you of them in June. So it's a time to, it might not be so pleasant. It might rub you the wrong way that they are someone that you have to contend with, but you're pushing forward is the feeling that I'm getting. Now, in July, you've got the Lovers card. I'm sorry, the 2 of Cups, which reminds me of the Lovers. This is very powerful for summertime, but also relationships. The Cup cards represent water, Cancerian energy, which you're in the time frame of July. But you're repairing a relationship, and some of you are given new relationship from your initiating loss at the beginning of the year. And in July, our new moon is on the 23rd at 0 degrees of Leo. How powerful. This is initiating energy. Some of you are starting very important connected relationships at this time. In August, the Death card means there's some changes that are happening now. Some of you are meeting people and immediately changing your life because of it. Some of you are meeting people and then quickly this is cut to an end. And it might be because of a fire sign female. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but this might apply to some of you. I don't think all of these relationships are ending in a 28-day, 30-day period. I do think that changes, which is predominantly what the Death card means, occur because in this month of August, it is a beautiful card though. I just love the artistry. In the month of August, we are having eclipses, which is change, okay? So the first eclipse on the 7th is a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Aquarius. That's why. This is your eclipse, and this will always change circumstances for you. For those of you who are in this right relationship, I don't see it dismantling. For those of you in this wrong relationship, yes, you're getting eclipsed out of the picture, or they are. All changes occur throughout eclipses, so that's why this isn't shocking me. And interestingly enough, the eclipse is here and the eclipse is here. Eclipse periods, and these were the moon, and this is the change card. So transition is ahead in the month of August. We also have a Mercury retrograde in the month of August, our second one of the year. And that will be August 12th in the sign of Virgo at 11 degrees. Backing up into Leo through September 5th, 28 degrees of Leo, then Mercury goes direct. This will impact the 8th and the 7th house of relationships. I mean, you really can't make it up. Look at that. Some of you in the retrograde, the slowing up of change, are discerning this connection. So for some of you, this connection is exactly the same one that started with some emotional energy. But I think a lot of you, after you're a little bit of emotional here, you're getting some work done, pushing yourself forward, getting rid of the competition, meeting a new relationship, and then making some changes because of this relationship. Now, our second eclipse is on August 21st, new moon solar eclipse, 28 degrees of Leo, the exact same degree that Mercury went direct at 28 degrees of Leo. Look at that. I mean, that to me says your communications are directly related to this eclipse and your relationship, because the new moon eclipse is in your 7th house of relationship. Man. And Mercury's going direct at 28 degrees of Leo in August. I'm sorry, right after the August eclipse on the 5th of September. So there is a lot of change for Aquarius, eclipsing in and out relationships. Oh, sorry about the camera. Eclipsing in and out relationships, change is occurring in August. You can count on that. Now, in September, on the 20th, we have our new moon at 27 degrees of Virgo. The Queen of Rods upside down might mean that some of you are dealing with a fire sign female in reverse, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Look at her face, though. Does she aesthetically resonate with you? Do you know someone who might even look like that? I'm finding that some of these pictures in this deck in particular are manifesting into people that I even know. So it's like if you look at that face, this could relate to someone. Now, in September, taking people outside of that card, this is about you not being proactive enough. Fire is all of the energy you need to initiate business. The Queen of Rods is the same as the Queen of Wands, is the same as the Queen of Staves, is the same as the Queen of Fire. And she's not getting work done right now. This change in relationship might be hard on you, some of you, and you might take some time off, or you don't have the energy or stamina, which is fire, to do what you need to do, and you might take a break. And for some of you, this is an actual, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm used to this whole setup. I'm not used to it, sorry. For some of you, this Queen of Fire or Queen of Rods is an actual person, and you're not getting along with them in that month of September. In October, you've got Two of Swords. Look at that, Two of Coins, Two of Swords. There is a decision to be made, and you'll be taking action for sure. It's kind of like up and down, and then boom, boom, out. And I'm pretty sure you'll start the next year with fire, is what I'm getting, this kind of theme. There's fire in between these cards that is like trying to come up full blown, is how I'm interpreting it. Okay, so in October, our new moon on the 19th is at 26 degrees of Libra in the air, in the swords. And look at that. This is the new moon. You can't even make it up. In air. I love that card. The artistry is phenomenal. I'd love to frame that, hang that in my house. Okay, so new moon in Libra in October. Making a decision, weighing pros and cons, perhaps a verbal debate, going back and forth with someone. Decision-making process, needing to be clear of mind. Don't drink a lot in October. Don't numb your senses a lot, Aquarius. You need to be on your toes. And quickly, too. I'm getting a very quick rush decision to be made. In November, Ace of Rods. This is time. I love this. I love this card. It's time of action. And having it here after all of this, it's like now you're ready to take on the world, but you're ready to take on the next year even more fiercely than the beginning of this one, it feels. Some of you, not all of you. But I feel like the number 2 year next year is where you're going to start earning so much more. It's going to be going into fire and earnings. Take action in November, your new moon, November 18th, 26 degrees of Scorpio is your initiating time period. Some of you might be becoming pregnant at that time, for those of you trying. I do have the Lover's card as the last card. It is reversed. It's major arcana, though. So what I feel is that some of your Lover's triangles are no longer triangles. I feel like there could be a Gemini in your life that is no longer a business associate by the end of the year because you're making an executive decision whether or not you want to split this money with them. Boom, 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 boom. I'm getting like, you've been thinking about this the whole year possibly. And some of your relationships don't really fit this massive card. This is your card you're really working with, I think, this year in November, at least the second half. This I love as well, and getting very intuitive by May. But you might not need any extracurricular BS if relationships aren't going well. There might be a third person. Maybe you're choosing between lovers. Yes, making the decision between the two could be important and taking action on that. Letting go of your emotions in the beginning of the year. In December, on the 18th, the new moon, 26 degrees of Sagittarius. That's Gemini's polar opposite as well. So some of you want to not have this relationship come along into the new year. And some of you just got rid of maybe a third party that you really want to just make this official and have this relationship instead of lighthearted dating. Aquarius, I hope this was helpful for you. Wishing you a very happy birthday, and I'm very happy to be doing these readings. So thank you for your subscriptions. You can follow me on IG at Audrey Alison, Astrology Tarot, and I'm on Facebook as well. Have a sweet day, and remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.